Everybody, right now I'm going to show you how to create a database instance after you have signed up for the free Oracle trial account. So after signing up, you should get two emails. The second email should look like this. It should say your Oracle Cloud services are ready. So once you get that confirmation in the second email, go down and log into your cloud dashboard. So click on this link and you will be given a username and password. So here's your temporary password which you can change. So I'm gonna click on this link and log in to my cloud dashboard, which looks like this. So my username is my email address and I'm gonna enter my password. Hit enter. And it takes you to your cloud dashboard. And usually down over here it's gonna mention how many days left for your free trial and how much you have used of this free $300 credit. So let's go ahead and spin up a database in the cloud. So I'm going to click on this hamburger sign and click on services and then database. And over here you can see that I have already created some databases, but in your case this screen will be blank. So click on create instance and give a name for your instance. You can name it anything. I'm just gonna name it DBCS for Database Cloud Service 1. And description, you can just say that it's a database. And again, instance name, I would recommend inserting a name that's easy for you to remember. And then here's your email, so you can keep these as default. And then you can use the release 1. So there's like different versions. I'll just keep this as default. This is default as well. Actually, there are like different versions here. Let's go ahead and choose the extreme performance because this has all the options, several new features already there. And then database type, I'll just say single instance and then hit next. And then it's gonna ask you, so it's gonna ask you for the database name and PDB name. So keep these as default, and then it's gonna ask you for an admin password. So I'm gonna give the admin password as alpha 2014 underscore because a lot of our lab workbook use this password. So again, let me just type it in my notepad before I put it in there. So if you want, you can change any, you can add any password you like that's easy for you to remember. The reason why I am using alpha 2014 is because in our lab workbook we use that password. So in that case you can copy a lot of our scripts from the lab workbook with that password. Otherwise, if you are using your own password, just make sure you remember that password while you are trying the lab script because you have to switch the password there. So I'm gonna use this password, alpha 2014 underscore, right over here, alpha 2014 underscore. So I'm just gonna copy this and put it as my admin password. And here I'm gonna paste it again and keep these as default, your database storage, data file storage, and here it's asking you for a public key. So I will email you that public key and the private key pair. So check your inbox, or you can generate your own public and private key through the PuTTY key generator. So I already have my public key in my system. So I'm gonna choose file and I saved it in my documents folder, and here is my documents folder. So if I go down below, here is my workshop public key, and again I will email that to you, so check your inbox and then hit enter. and this should take your SSH public key. And the reason why we need these two key pairs is if you want to SSH to this database, you will need these two key pairs for verification. And then over here for backup destination, you can say none and no for initialize data from backup, and then go ahead and hit next. Here is the next screen. So basically confirm all the information that you have entered and go ahead and hit create. And right after you enter create, you will see your database name over here. So dbcs1, and it's gonna say that the status is creating instance. It usually takes half an hour to 45 minutes maximum to deploy this instance, and once this instance has been created, the status shouldn't say creating instance anymore. It should look like this or like this. So that's it on how to create the database.